Hello, and welcome to Australian Citizenship class on YouTube. My name is Angie. I'm an English teacher in Adelaide, South Australia. I'm also a migrant. I became a citizen 10 years ago after moving here from Canada. The videos on this channel help migrants to Australia prepare to take the Australian Citizenship test. Each video explains a part of the text from Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond, in easy English. When English is not your first language, the citizenship test can be difficult and frustrating. This is why the videos have subtitles in many community languages. Click on this button to turn on the subtitles, and use this button to change the size or language of the subtitles. Let's work together to help these videos support as many people as possible in acing their Australian citizenship test. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to help more people see the videos on YouTube. This will also help you see when new episodes are ready to watch. Grab a cuppa, get comfortable, and let's get started on today's episode. Today's episode is taken from Part 2 of Australian Citizenship, Our Common Bond. We're going to have a look at Australia's democratic beliefs, rights, and liberties on page 18. A quick reminder, when you see this symbol, it means that the words come directly from the Our Common Bond booklet. This is a clue that this is important information to remember for the test. In this video, you'll see some pictures and other practical information about living in Australia. These are extra tips for making the most of life in Australia. If you don't see the picture of the Our Common Bond booklet, you don't need to memorize this extra information for the test. Keep an eye out for this symbol. It will help you identify the key words you need to know for the test. Okay, let's get started. Australia's system of government is a parliamentary democracy. The pronunciation can be a bit tricky. Parliamentary has 5 syllables. Let's say it together. Parliamentary.
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 Democracy has 4 syllables. Democracy.
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 There. Now that we can say parliamentary democracy, what does it mean? Parliamentary comes from the word parliament. A parliament makes laws for a country or a state. The role of the Australian Parliament is to represent, to speak on behalf of Australians, legislate, to make and change Australian law, scrutinize, to closely examine the government. In Australia, the Parliament is made up of the King of England, who is represented by the Governor-General, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. We'll learn more about the Australian Parliament and government in Part 3, Government and the Law in Australia. Democracy means rule by the people. As part of this system, the power of the government comes from the Australian people because Australian citizens vote for people to represent them in Parliament. Democracy is the opposite of a dictatorship. Dictatorship concentrates power in the hands of a single person or a small group. With democracy, the power to make and manage laws are shared between 3 different groups. There are checks and balances in place to prevent one group from having all the power. Australia's elections are overseen by the Australian Electoral Commission. It is independent and makes sure that elections are run fairly. Voting is compulsory, which means that everyone gets a say in who they want to lead the country. The representatives in Parliament must answer to the people through elections for the decisions they make. Official records are kept of everything that is said and done in the Australian Parliament. Anyone can check the records of the Australian Parliament to see what is being said about a bill, proposed law, or issue, and to find out about decisions made by Parliament. As well as informing people about its work, these records are an important way of keeping Parliament open and accountable. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC, is required by law to broadcast proceedings of both the Senate and the House of Representatives. The rule of law means that all Australians are equal under the law. The rule of law means that no person, group, or religious rule is above the law. The Prime Minister must follow the law like anyone else. Media and sports groups must follow the law like everyone else. Religious communities must follow the law like everyone else. Everyone, including people who hold positions of power in the Australian community, must obey Australia's laws. This includes government, community, and religious leaders, as well as business people and the police. Living peacefully. Australians are proud to live in a peaceful country with a stable system of government. Australians believe that change should occur through discussion, peaceful persuasion, and the democratic process. We reject violence as a way to change a person's mind or the law. Australia's democratic system is based on the principle that every individual, regardless of their background, has rights and equality under Australian law. There are organizations to help people who suspect that they have been treated unfairly under the law. All Australians are expected to treat each other with dignity and respect, regardless of their race, country of origin, gender, sexual orientation, marital status, age, disability, heritage, culture, politics, wealth, or religion. Let's say the key words together. Our democratic beliefs. Parliamentary democracy. The rule of law. Living peacefully. Respect for all individuals, regardless of background. Let's have a look at a practice test question. In Australia, the use of violence against a person is A. Acceptable if they are a different religion, B. Acceptable if they have a different opinion, C. Never acceptable and it is against the law. The correct answer to this question is C. In Australia, the use of violence against a person is never acceptable, and it is against the law. It's important to understand both your responsibility to not use violence and also your options for support if you experience violence. Contact police if you have experienced or been a witness to violence. Australia takes the safety of children very seriously. There are strict rules about working safely with children. If you are going to work or volunteer in a place where children are present, you will need to have state government security checks completed before you will be allowed to work. Working with children also carries extra responsibilities, such as it being a legal requirement to report any suspected abuse of children. If you are ever involved in a situation involving self-defense, where you've had to use force to protect yourself or another person, in the case of assault or domestic violence, it's a good idea to contact your local legal service for advice. That's it for today's episode. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments section. I'll do my best to help in any way I can. If you found this video helpful, please click on like and subscribe to help me grow this channel. This will also help you see when new episodes are ready to watch. See you in the next episode.